Great. Welcome, everyone. Today, we are doing another virtual travel party, and we are covering Jamaica for today, the perfect getaway. And we have here with us Radaisy. She's going to introduce us to everything we need to know about going to Jamaica and just having a fabulous time. Welcome, Radaisy.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for having me. So I'm going to talk a little bit about my experience in Jamaica. And if you are on Zoom, I'm going to share a slideshow. So if you're not on Zoom, you should get on Zoom so you can see the slideshow. Am I able to do that now? Yes,
Absolutely, yes.
Perfect.
So the link to join us is in the on the profile, on the bio, but I'm also going to write the link here. It's bit.ly BTP Jamaica, and just receive, sign up so you can receive an email with the link and also the password to join us.
Cool.
All right.
All right. So just a second. I'm so sorry. Just going to activate my notes. All right. So a little bit about my trip. I went to Jamaica. I've been to Jamaica 3 times. I went, the first time was probably around like 2015. Last time I went was in January for my birthday. So the reason why I say Jamaica is the perfect getaway is for a few reasons. One, it's not very far. It's about 3.5 hour flight from JFK, New York. And there's also a range of options to when you travel. You could do budget travel, you could do luxury travel. There's really something there available for everyone's, taste, I would say.
When did you go to Jamaica?
So the last time I went was in January of this year. I went for literally 2 days. I just went for my birthday. Yeah.
But you have been several times.
I've been 3 times. I've been 3 times. So a little bit about my stay, Airbnb versus all-inclusive resort. So the first time I went, I stayed in a all-inclusive resort. It was the Iberostar Resort, all adults only. And the last 2 times I went, I stayed in an Airbnb. Both times I traveled with friends, girlfriends. It was either 2 or 3 of us all together. It wasn't a very large group. So in the Iberostar, it's about 10 minutes away from the airport. So one thing I like about Jamaica, and one of the reasons why it's so easy for me to just go there for the weekend, is because everything is pretty close to each other. So all of the, at least when it comes to beach, restaurant, bars, everything is pretty close to each other. When it comes to more activities and adventure and jungle and waterfalls and rivers, that's a little bit more far out, and that's when you book private tours through people. But if you just want a weekend to just relax with your friends or even by yourself, it's perfect because everything is pretty much walking distance. So first time I stayed in Iberostar, I would say the food there is amazing. Staff is very friendly, very clean. They have a lot of like a packed schedule of activities for people who stay there. Let's see. We actually became friends with the entertainment crew in the resort. So they were able to show us a little bit of the more local side outside of the resort. That was the first time that we went. So because we were able to explore a little bit with them, the next 2 times we decided to stay and do the local tour.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, when you say local tours, what do you mean? Where are you going?
I'm sorry. I miscommunicated. Not local tours, but the local stay. So we wanted the more local experience.
Okay.
And that's why we ended up booking the Airbnb the next 2 times.
Okay.
Yes. So the first Airbnb we stayed in, it's like a condo hotel. It's directly across the street from the beach. And it's right on where they call the hip strip. So this is in Montego, the hip strip. This is in Montego Bay, it's not the capital of the country, but it is the most visited by tourists. The capital is Kingston, but we never really made it out there because people were telling us, like, if you're not with a local Jamaican person who lives there and can show you around, it's better to just stay in Montego Bay. So we listened to them.
Sounds like a plan.
Yeah, yeah. You know, it's a developing country. It has great tourism, but I must, you know, based on what they were telling me, there's just some areas that it's just safer to go with someone who's from there, or just stay in the tourist area. So I listened to the people who were from there.
Exactly.
Yes. So in that Airbnb, I loved it. It was right across the street. It was clean. It had everything we needed. And our host was amazing. He actually connected us with a driver out there who gave us tons of recommendations. He took us anywhere we wanted, which is something that I'm going to touch on about transportation a little bit later. The second Airbnb we stayed in, so on the Airbnb, it said that it was a 10 to 15 minute walk to the beach.
Mm-hmm.
It was a 10 to 15 minute walk to the beach, so we thought it wasn't so bad. But it was actually perched like on a very high hill, practically a mountain. So for
yeah.
Yes, so for us to walk to the beach, it was a journey, because we would have to like cross these like really dangerous winding roads, cross through these little like villages on the mountain, and it was dangerous. It was super dangerous. I don't know how we did it, but we made it. But we decided when we were gonna come back up, we took a cab.
Okay, I see.
And they told us not to go up and down the mountain in the nighttime because it could be a little bit dangerous. So.
Yes. So when in the nighttime, when you had to go out, what did you do? Did you go to, did you call a taxi? Was there accessibility of transportation?
So it really sucked that they don't have Airbnb out there. I depend a lot on Airbnb when I travel. So basically, the driver that we contracted, it was recommended by the Airbnb host, the same as the first time, but a different Airbnb host. They already have their driver that they trust, so we decided to use him. So you have the option of either contracting them for the whole day, where you just pay them a fixed price and they'll drive you everywhere you want. But we decided to just do it like a la carte. So whenever we needed him, we would just ask him for a quote, and he would give us like a round trip quote and drive us.
What is a typical quote that people should feel comfortable paying?
It depends how far you are going to go, honestly. But normally it'll be like $20 back and forth. Okay. If you're not heading too far. Okay. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So as I said, Montego Bay is like the most visited city in Jamaica, and that's where we stayed for the most part. So here, some of the things that we did in Montego Bay, we hit the hip strip. So again, everything is very close by. So some of the most popular things there is Margaritaville, which you can see on the right-hand side. Margaritaville, I don't know if you've heard of Margaritaville, but I think they have like multiple locations around the Caribbean or different like tropical places. So it's like this huge restaurant bar, and then in the nighttime it turns into a nightclub. And yeah, what I love about it is that it's right on top of the ocean, and it actually has like a little like one of those water tubes that you get into, and so you can get into the water tube and it'll disperse you into the ocean.
That sounds like so much fun.
Yeah, I never tried it. It's scary. So Margaritaville, definitely everybody goes to Margaritaville. The resorts, they actually all provide shuttle buses that take you there in the evening and pick you back up and take you back to the resort. I know every night, like Thursday nights was ladies' nights, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, each had like its own theme. I can't remember what they were right now. And on the left-hand side, that is Doctor's Cave Beach. So Doctor's Cave Beach, it's probably the most popular beach in Montego Bay. It's technically a public beach. However, there is a $5 fee to enter, which I like that because it kind of just filters out, like, you know, the amount of people that go there. It's very A lot of locals go there. It's great. They have facilities on site. They have a restaurant, a bar. They have a changing room and a restroom, which are impeccable, very clean. Which
does the $5 cover for like a chair and a
no,
umbrella? That's
separate.
separate. Okay.
Yeah, that's separate. If you wanna rent that out, you can. It's pretty spacious. You know, if you walk out all the way farther to the end, it's a little bit more secluded. I do like also that the restaurant, they'll come on the beach and like they'll serve you drinks and food, and then they'll bring your bill at the end, which I appreciated, because that's what I did for my birthday. My goal was just to be lazy in the sun and soak all that hot weather in, because my birthday's in January and it's super cold over here.
So the water temperature there, what was it, even though it was January?
So it was good. It was warm. The only thing I would say is that it was a little bit windy. It was windier than what I remembered it to be the last time I had gone.
Okay.
But it wasn't anything like unbearable. It was the sun was beaming. It was nice and hot. It was probably like low 80s. So it was great. It was great.
Oh, that's good. Now, I have another question about the beach area. Do they have a lot of vendors that are approaching you because it's a public beach, or because you have to pay, they don't allow those kind of things there?
No, there was barely any vendors. I probably saw like one or two, barely any. A lot of more vendors right outside, because as soon as you walk out, like you're on the hip strip. So there's a lot of people selling like little candies, and that's also where they have like all the shops, or the souvenir shops where you can buy all the, you know, bathing suits, towels. There also was a jewelry store. Like there's a lot of jewelry stores around the area, and I noticed that a lot of those businesses right on the hip strip are owned by people who are not Jamaican. Yeah, that really caught my attention.
So if you want to support an actual person from there, try to find those little stores that are actually owned by Jamaicans.
Yes. So when we were going up the hill where we were staying at, like right there were a lot of people who were offering like hair braiding and, you know, all those little trinkets, like t-shirts, little toys and stuff, and they were local people. So I would say just walk out a little bit of the hip strip, and then you'll see more local businesses, locally owned businesses. Yeah.
Okay. Now, you said they bring you the food to where you are. What kind of food are they bringing you there?
Oh my God, the food is amazing. So when I went there, specifically in Doctor's Cave, I bought shrimp curry. So I'm not a big curry fan actually at all, but I love Jamaican curry, I've noticed. So I had shrimp curry with rice and peas and salad, and a lot of rum punches and piña coladas, which are actually surprisingly pretty good there.
Very good. You're making me hungry now.
Yeah, I highly recommend. So aside from Montego Bay, another very popular city is Negril. I went to Negril once during the 3 times I was there. And we just spent the day. We ended up coming back. So this is about an hour and a half away from Montego Bay. It's famous for its 7-mile stretch beach. It's just like white sand, crystal clear blue waters, and it's a lot of restaurants, little like boutique resorts along the path.
And dreamy but fun at the same time.
Yes, it's you can do so many things. If you want to party, you can find a party spot. If you want to just relax, they have that too. They have everything. That's what I love about Jamaica. So right in the grill, we went to a famous cafe. It's called Rick's Cafe. It's like this huge restaurant, outdoor restaurant, right on top of a cliff. It has a bar, a restaurant, and it has like a tarimba. How you say that in English? Like
stage?
A stage. Yes, it has a stage. So you can see here in the picture on the left and the bottom, they'll have like reggae artists come in and people will like do like dance competitions, and it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. I love the vibe. It's very relaxing. It's very, you know, laid back. So if you see on the right-hand side on the top, that is part of Rick's Cafe. So that is the cliff that you can jump from. So there's two jumps. There's like a shorter cliff, and then there's like a taller cliff. I did not throw myself off because deep water terrifies me, but it was beautiful.
Do they offer life jackets at least or no? Oh, yeah, no.
So looking back now on my trip, I feel like there was a lot of things that my friends and I did that were very kind of risky and dangerous. And I'm surprised we came out like unscratched. Actually, one of my best friends did jump from that cliff. She's a daredevil, and she jumped from the high cliff. And she told us that it was so deep, and she thought she would just naturally come up by herself. I mean, she would have, but then she started to freak out underwater. She ended up drinking a lot of water, and she eventually came up, but she had like an ear infection for a while. So I do recommend people to be careful if you decide to jump from the cliffs in Rick's Cafe. It is very, very deep. Yeah.
Lisandra is asking if did you go to the Mystic Lagoon, the water that glows at night?
I didn't. I saw it, but we didn't choose it. No. Yeah, it looks very pretty.
For the next time, the fourth time that you go.
Yeah, there's a lot to do. I still have a list of things that I want to do.
And how are the prices of flights to go there?
So when I did the all-inclusive, I booked on cheapcaribbean.com, which includes the air flight and the hotel. So you can get it honestly for as low as like $900, maybe even cheaper for like a lower star hotel. So during that time in January, the all-inclusive combo, I paid about $900 to $1,000. On its own, you can find flights between like $350 and like $600. I think it really depends on like what time of the year you go. So when I went now in January, I went for Martin Luther King weekend, and the flights were about like 300, like 3 to 340. Yeah, it wasn't too bad. It wasn't bad at all. Yeah.
Much better than Dominican Republic. Sometimes they have it at 800 or over 1,000, the flights alone.
Oh, yes. So the next slide is the food.
Oh, Lord, Jesus.
So you know I'm a foodie. I love food, and I like to travel for food. So these are just some of like my favorite dishes that I enjoyed there. So of course, jerk chicken. Like there's jerk chicken everywhere in Jamaica, but not all jerk chicken is created equal, I must say.
Tell us about that.
Yeah. So I forgot the name of this one place, like one of our drivers recommended us to go. And we go and we're like super excited, like, oh my God, we're gonna have some jerk. And it was the worst jerk chicken I ever had. It was dry. Yeah, it was dry. It had no flavor. It was weird. The best jerk chicken we had was actually outside of the club one day in one of those little carts, like those little local cart vendors.
Okay.
Best jerk chicken. We took it back to the
Which
Airbnb.
club?
Pier 1.
Pier 1 Club? Okay.
Yes. So Pier 1.
Write that down, guys. Make sure you go to Pier 1 to the cart that's right there that sells the best jerk chicken.
So good. Honestly, I wouldn't even be able to tell you which one exactly because there's multiple people that stand outside and sell jerk chicken and other types of food too. But I don't know which one it was, but it was the best. It was amazing. Watch out. Some of them are very spicy. So, you know, just be careful.
Yeah.
Here you see the shrimp curry. That's the exact shrimp curry with the rice and peas in the salad that they sell at Doctor's Cave. So on the left hand on the top, that's something called a stamp and go. It's probably their most popular appetizer. And that is a saltfish fritters. Saltfish is the same as codfish, bacalao.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So they make like these little como arepitas out of them. And some of them are a little sweet. So these
Okay.
are so delicious. Oh my gosh. And
That
this one
sounds
specifically,
delicious.
yes, so good, so good. And then on the bottom right is another little, it's like a side dish. It's called bami, which is made out of cassava, yuca.
Mm.
So it's like little yuca cakes. It's not like a cassave where cassave is like hard and like breaks apart. It's
Uh-huh.
like a como una arepita de yuca.
Okay.
Buttery and it's delicious.
Mm.
People eat it on the side with like chicken or something else. Delicious.
This is making me want to go like right now. This is exactly what the doctor recommended.
Yes.
Once this pandemic is over,
Yes.
going to Jamaica. Right? Vanessa is writing my tocaya saying the same thing, that this is making her hungry. Me too.
I'm sorry, ladies. I can't help it. I love it so much. All right.
How is the oxtail there? Because I know here, at least in the United States, everybody talks about the Jamaican
No,
oxtail.
I haven't had it, honestly. I'm ashamed to say it. It never really caught my attention, to tell you the truth. I think because I'm a little bit biased. I love Dominican oxtail that I never bother, but I should. I really should. I'm gonna add that to the list. There was something else. Every time I go to tropical islands, I love like fried fish. So I was on a hunt for it and I couldn't find it. Actually, I ended up finding it. One second. No, un momento. They call it fish escovitch. So yeah. So escovitch fish it's a small fish. They deep fry it and then they put like onions, like an onion with a vinegar sauce over it on top. I like the idea of it, but every time I have it, I just feel like the fish is not meaty enough. Like it's such a small fish. I have to like dig in there to like find the meat. So it did not live up to my standards. Yeah.
Leomari said that the oxtail is made with green curry over there.
Oh, she loves that. So maybe she can give you some feedback. I haven't had.
Diane is asking, did you go to any historical points like Bob Marley's home?
Yes.
Actually, your shirt. You want to show them your shirt?
So I got this. This is my favorite shirt. I got it from Jamaica. I literally wear this shirt all the time. I sleep in it. I clean in it. It's clean though. It's clean right now. Yes, I did. So let me get there. So some of the things that we did, right here, this picture is me on a dune buggy, which is kind of like a little car that you drive. So we booked this experience with the hotel. Again, it's one of those things that we did not know what we were really signing up for, and it's one of those risky things we did. I thought, I think I know how to drive. I can handle it. We were driving on the side of a mountain, literally with no barricade. If you look down, it's like you're gonna tumble over. Yeah.
Oh my God.
My heart was like thug, thug, thug the whole time, but I did it. We did it.
Were you by yourself in that car, or you were with someone else?
I was by myself.
Oh,
so,
wow.
Yeah, it was 3 of us. I was by myself, and my 2 friends were in one cart. Honestly, I think it was just better that way, because if I would have been with someone else who would have been scared as well, that would have made me even more nervous and would have caused me to do something really bad. For some reason, the driver, the tour guide who was driving his own car in front of us, he wanted me to be right behind him. So I was like the leader of the pack. And it was like so much pressure because I felt like I had to do everything correctly because everyone was watching me. So God was with me that day. I got through.
Oh my God.
With no problems. Thank you.
At least you were in control, because imagine you being the passenger while someone else is driving.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's even worse, I think.
Yeah. Yes. My friend, she was with her sister. She was having a panic attack, and we were just speaking about it. She was telling me she was just freaking out. I felt bad, honestly. After that, I was like, I'm never gonna put you girls through this ever again. I'm so sorry. But I mean, that's me. I'm an adventure traveler. I love adrenaline. Even though when it's time to do it, it's like I get so scared, but I love the feeling you get afterward. You know, you just feel so accomplished and you feel like, I don't know, it's an amazing feeling and I love it. And that's why I feel the same way about zip lining as well. So this was also another attraction we went to, Dunn's River Falls, very, very popular attraction. It's basically like a series of waterfalls. And in between the falls, there's like little pools of water, which you can like, you know, sit down in. So part of the tour is they make you climb this. This is another dangerous attraction. I don't know how they are still doing this and people don't bust their ass, because as you can see, people are holding each other's hands like a chain of people holding hands coming up this waterfall. So we were holding hands with these strangers in front of us and they were pulling us up, helping us. It was slippery. It was cold, really risky.
And then when you get up there, what happens? You have to come back down?
So when you get up there, you can hike back down.
Okay.
You can hike back down. So right next to it is, you know, is the woods. You can hike back down. I would not try coming back down on my own. I was very, very afraid. I'm going to be honest. All of us. This is a picture of us there.
Wow.
Yeah. It's very nice. The water is cold.
Oh, it is? Okay. Yeah. But if it's really hot, the weather, then it feels more refreshing, I will say.
Yes, it is. It is. Absolutely. And in the summertime, I can only imagine how hot it can get. So this was another place we visited. It's called the Blue Hole. This is in Ocho Rios. This is a little bit farther out of Montego Bay. This is about an hour and a half the other direction. We're not heading towards Negril, but the other direction. Blue Hole is one of those, well, when I went at the time, it was one of those like kind of like hidden gems. It's up in a mountain. It was like a little bit like underdeveloped. Like they didn't really have like businesses around there or anything. And we had to like hike a little bit to get there, but our guides, who were local people, you know, they were awesome. They just took us through the woods and we found this oasis of like blue turquoise water. There has like a little jump. You can jump into it. They also have like a rope that you can just like rope off and jump into it. And I also found out that if you walk 7 minutes around there, you'll find this 20-foot waterfall. But we didn't go. I didn't see it. But it is in the area.
I'm gonna write that down.
Yeah, the Blue Hole. Sorry, let me just. So here is the Bob Marley Mausoleum, some parts of it. So this was another tour that we booked with the hotel. This actually includes the Blue Hole as well, because it's kind of like heading towards the same direction. So the Bob Marley Mausoleum, it's in St. Anne's Parish, a parish in Jamaica. It's kind of like a province. So it's in St. Anne's Parish, and it's kind of up, you know, in the mountain. And so this is located actually in his childhood home. So this is where he was born and where he grew up. So in this home, it's kind of like a crypt where he's buried, and there's also a separate crypt where his mother is buried. So both of them are there. So this is owned by his family, his surviving family, which is huge. And it's managed by a group of Rastafarians. You know, Rastafarians, they're like the stereotype of Jamaica that they show all over media. Which I actually learned Rastafari in Jamaica is a small population. They are a minority population because most Jamaicans are Christians. You know, they go to a Christian church. But I don't want to say a wrong percentage, but it's a very small percentage of people that are Rastafarians, even though you do see them a lot. They are everywhere. Yes. So they're the ones. I'm sorry?
No, keep going.
Oh, yeah. So they're the
Right.
ones that host the tours there, which is pretty interesting.
Mhm.
So this rock up here is Bob Marley's meditation rock. He also calls it his pillow. So he used to sit there and just, I don't know, stare at the sky. He actually has a song that he wrote, and it's about him and his rock. And the name of the song is ooh, I got it right here. Talking Blues.
Oh, okay.
Talking Blues. Yeah. So right here, there's also, oh no, what happened?
I don't know.
Our live ended.
Here? No? In Zoom? Or in Instagram?
Instagram.
It's showing me.
Can you see me on Instagram live?
No, it says you left, but I will add you again.
Okay. Sorry
Oh,
about that, guys.
no, you have to come in again.
Okay.
Because let me add you. So the next picture is of you on the actual rock.
Yes, that is me.
That is a cool picture.
Thank you.
Yes.
So that is not an original picture. I just Googled The Rock and everyone did this pose on that picture. This is so funny. I don't think it's giving me the option to ask you to come in. Oh, here it is. Okay.
Okay, so we're back. Great.
Well, sorry about that, guys. Having some little technical difficulties here.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's me on the rock, on the famous meditation rock. I mean, it felt the same. I didn't feel any spiritual energies around me.
Mm-hmm.
It was, and I Googled this rock and everyone takes a picture just like this on the rock. So I was not being original either. So yeah, so in the mausoleum, they also have a restaurant and they have a bar like surrounding the area. And to get into the mausoleum itself, you have to go through a gift shop. So it is very, very touristy. So just, you know, if you don't like people haggling you and asking you to buy stuff,
Mm-hmm.
just try to avoid the gift shop. But they actually do force you to go through the gift shop. Yeah.
Did you get anything there?
No.
Okay.
I don't really buy anything anymore when I go places unless like I just like to get like one or two small things. But before I used to, you know, just buy so many things, but it would just end up taking so much space. I don't do it anymore. Yeah. So another place that we visited was something called Mystic Mountain. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. So we went to this place called Mystic Mountain, which is kind of like an amusement park, I guess. And they have zip lining. They have like this little roller coaster that goes through the rainforest, and they have a gondola, which is just like a chair, literally just a chair in the sky, and it's 700 feet over the rainforest, so you can see all the greenery below you, and you can see like this beautiful view of the ocean in front of you. At first, it might be like a little like, ooh, oh my gosh, because you're literally just flying in the air with nothing protecting you. You just have this like bar to hold on. But after a while, you get used to it, and it's very quiet, very relaxing, very zen once you're up there. I'm so sorry, but can you see me and can you hear me?
Yes, I can see you and hear you here.
Okay.
So,
any questions?
do you guys have any questions that you want to ask her about Jamaica? You can unmute yourself and go ahead and.
I have a question.
Yeah.
What are 3 things that you would change about your trip to Jamaica?
That's a good question. Um, One, I would definitely look into more where exactly the Airbnb is. Um, because the last time I went, the Airbnb was on a mountain, and it was a journey to come down and get to the hip strip, which is where everything is. Because everything is in one little area. So if you're too far from the hip strip, like you're just stranded. There's really nothing to do. That's one thing. Another thing is, the next time I go, I would like to try like their luxury side. So maybe I might, go with a group of girlfriends, and we can rent like a really nice villa, so we can experience with a private chef, so we can experience that side as well. Um, Let me see. Third thing I would do differently. Hmm. I don't know. I feel like I've been there 3 times already, that I know exactly like what I want to do. Um, I guess I would visit. Definitely, I would stay in the Negril overnight. I didn't do that in the past, and the Negril is just such a beautiful city that it deserves at least 1 or 2 days just to be in the Negril on its own. And I have to say, taxis are a little bit pricey. The reason why I didn't go to Negril the last time I went to Jamaica, even though I really wanted to, I was on a budget, and they charged about $160 to $180 for a round trip from Negril to Montego Bay, because Negril is about an hour and a half away. So the driver has to, hang out and wait for you to finish your day in order to bring you back to Montego Bay. Yeah.
Someone is asking, how was your phone service in Jamaica?
It was fine. It was fine. I have Sprint. So as soon as you land, like Sprint sent me a message telling me like they're gonna charge me like 20 cents a minute or something like that. Internet was not the greatest, but a lot of places do have Wi-Fi, so you can just connect to Wi-Fi and you'll be fine. You should be fine.
Okay. And someone said it's called Negril.
Negril, Negril.
Okay. Cool.
I'm trying to open up my notes here so I feel like there's one more thing I forgot. Sorry.
Do you remember the name of the company the hotel used for you to do the tours?
I was with Iberostar, Rose Hall Garden, the adults only one, Iberostar. So they're actually a Spanish-owned company, I found out. From like Spaniards.
And the companies that you did the tours with, were they part of the hotel, or did they like outsource that?
I'm pretty sure it was outsourced. We just went to the concierge and then they booked it for us, and we connected with them. But I think they were like independent.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you guys have any questions? Please don't be shy. Or suggestions if you have been to Jamaica already and maybe you know something else that you can share with us, more than welcome to. Okay. Radaisy, you were going to share some notes?
Yeah, I was going to say, what I really love about Jamaica, and I guess what keeps me coming back, is it's just a very relaxed and laid back like vibe and atmosphere there. People there, they really are happy with what they have. Another thing, the people there are very educated, they're very intelligent. You can strike up a conversation with almost anyone, and it's always like a history lesson. They always give you a history lesson, which I think is amazing. One of their famous phrases is "Yaman," of course. Yaman that means yes. Also, Jamaica, no problem. Now, I don't know if this is like a tourist thing or if this is actually something that they really say, but Jamaica, no problem. Like, that's their response to a lot of things. Like, when I ask them if I can do something or I can go somewhere or I need something, they say, Jamaica, no problem. Yeah, no problem. Like, we can make it happen. Like, they're so what's that word? Like they're such great customer service people. Like they're very hospitable.
Mm-hmm.
Very hospitable. Irie is one of their phrases. It means everything is all right, everything is fine. Don't worry about it. Just sit down, relax, have your little drink and your meal. Oh, their coffee. Their coffee is really good. And I found out that their most famous coffee is called Blue Mountain Coffee. It comes from this mountain. It's called Blue Mountain. I think it's the tallest mountain in Jamaica. And this coffee is actually very rare and very expensive because of the supply and demand of it. There's not a lot of space on the mountain to grow the coffee, so there's not a lot of production of it. And people really love this coffee, so there's a high demand for it. So I was actually on Amazon, and it's $90 just for a 16-ounce of ground coffee from Blue Mountain. $90. Yes.
And I'm assuming you could take tours of the farm and stuff like that.
Yes, but I think you might be able to, but I looked at it on the map and it's pretty far. It's like on the other side of the island. So that would definitely be like an all-day kind of tour that you might stop in other areas as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You know, reggae is huge over there. I learned.
How is the nightlife? Did you go out?
Yeah, we went out. We went out a few times. So the first time we went, we became friends with the entertainment crew in the resort. So they took us to Margaritaville and they took us to Pier 1. So Pier 1 is kind of like Margaritaville. It's like another like massive outdoor indoor restaurant like over the water. And I'm sorry, I was reading. So the parties over there, it starts at 11 o'clock, first of all. That's when everybody starts to come in. Everybody dances. We were like the only ones just standing there like, oh, okay. They're not shy. They ask you to dance all the time, so be prepared for that. The energy is amazing. I love it. It's like a high strung energy. People are friendly. You know, it's not like in New York where people just stand around and watch other people. It's great. People dance a lot.
And do locals go to those places, or is mostly tourists?
No, a lot of locals go there, especially Pier 1. But Margaritaville, you have a lot of tourists because that's where all the resorts bring their shuttle buses to. But Pier 1 is a little bit farther out. So yeah, there is a mix of both.
Will it be safe for someone to rent a car and drive around Jamaica, like going to the different areas from Montego Bay to Negril and that kind of stuff?
Honestly, I didn't do that. You can. I don't recommend it only because they actually drive on the other side, on the right side, like, you know, UK people, because a little history lesson, you know, they were colonized by the English. Today they are an independent country, but the Queen is still kind of like the head of the state. It's a little bit confusing, but so they do have some influence, a lot of influence from England. And there's actually a lot of English tourists that come there, which amazes me because England is so far. But they drive very fast and they drive on the other side of the road. So I don't recommend it unless you're like an experienced driver and you feel very confident in how you drive. But I'm pretty sure I didn't check into it. We, you know, stuck to taxis, but I'm pretty sure you can rent.
Leomaris, you said there are available day passes for those that want a mix of local and tourism. Do you want to tell us a little bit about that?
Oh my gosh. So yes. So the last time we went, we wanted a little bit more than just Doctor's Cave, which was the public beach. You wanted something more private. So we went online and we were looking at day passes for resorts. So we ended up buying a day pass for the Rio all-inclusive resort. The Rio is close to Ibero Star, like 10-15 minutes away from the airport. And we paid $95 for that. And basically that gave us access to all of their facilities from like 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. So we were able to eat from all of the buffets. We were able to hang out by the beach. We could watch any of the shows. Basically, you know, everything that people who were staying there were doing, just that we weren't able to book a room or stay in a room. However, I do advise everyone, be careful. Do not book an all-day pass from a website called Daycation. So I got scammed in Jamaica. We were looking for prices, and when a price seems too good to be true, it is. So I bought 2-day passes for the Rio, $30 each. And when I got to the Rio, you know, they had no record of it.
Wow.
Yeah. And I tried emailing, I tried calling the company, you know, with the contact information that was online, and it was just, no one was answering me. So just be careful. It's called Daycation. That's the name of the app. Don't use it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Thank you for that.
Yeah, of course.
The scam is out there.
I learned my lesson.
Yes, Joe said that the Rio is an awesome resort, and the food is really good there as well. So
Yes.
now we have 2 resorts we can stay: the Iberostar and the Rio.
And the Rio, I stayed in the Rio in Cancun, and it was, again, amazing service. The food is always on point. I recommend them as well.
Mm-hmm. Very cool. Any questions, guys? No? Okay. Well, thank you so much, Radaisy, for giving us all of this info about Jamaica. It has always been in my mind to go there, and I don't even know why I haven't gone there. Like, it's right there.
You have to. You have to.
I know I would have a lot of fun if I go, because it is my cup of tea too, like adventurous, let's go party, that kind of stuff.
You'll love it.
Yes.
You'll love it.
Yes, go ahead.
I was gonna say, it's just a great place to just decompress. Quick escape. I mean, now you live all the way in California, so it's not so far. It's not so close to you anymore. But if you're, you know, whenever you come back, we can go to Jamaica.
Yes. How is the rum punch? Joseph is asking.
Rum punch is good. Come on.
They make it like really sweet, or does it taste like alcohol?
I mean, I guess it depends where you go. For the most part, I didn't really taste the alcohol, honestly, and that's the dangerous part. Same thing with the piña colada. I didn't really taste the alcohol. And in the resorts, all the drinks are good. All the drinks are good.
Dreamy. Well, thank you again, Radaisy. And tomorrow we are having Vale. She is Donde Está Vale? She's introducing us to Costa Rica. She lives outside of Costa Rica, but she comes to visit her own country. So she's going to give us the perspective of how do you venture and explore your own country when you don't live there. So she has been many times, but she doesn't actually live there, even though she comes from there. So, which is like my situation if I were to visit and explore Dominican Republic, which I haven't done, because I came here at 17. And whenever I went back, my family was too scared to let me out. So I went around the world. But when I got to the DR, they don't let me go out.
Till this day. Okay.
You said to this day what?
Yeah, like till this day, do they like hold you back? Like, no, you can't go?
Yeah, to this day. And I'm 38. And they say, oh, it's too dangerous for you to go out. Meanwhile, I see beautiful pictures of people going out and exploring the whole country. So I'm just going to go one day. And
just do it.
Yes. So she's, then on Friday, we have Andrea Fofikate, and she's going to introduce us to the Netherlands and Lithuania, 2 treasures of Europe. And she actually lives in Barcelona. So I'm really looking forward. No, Vale lives in Barcelona. Andrea lives in Central Time here in the US. So, and then on Saturday, we have our dear Anthony. He's a Venezuelan mixologist, and he works in Washington Heights in New York, and he's going to do the Wanderlust Mixology Workshop. So I hope you join us. We're going to be making the drinks live with him. So make sure you sign up so I can send you the ingredients list. And even if you don't have the ingredients, still come up and see us make the drinks and drink them, and then you
It's
can
gonna
make it
be
home.
so much fun.
I know.
So much
I
fun.
did. I went to one of his workshops when I went to
Me
New York in
too.
January, and that's where I met Radaisy. Actually, it was on a
Yes.
Thursday, and that's where I met her when I went to visit my mom in New York. So you will have a blast, and he's so cool. So please join us on Saturday for the mixology workshop, okay? And it is free of charge, but at the end, if you want to give him a donation, you're more than welcome to do it too, because, you know, if you like his service and you like the drinks, why not? They support each other in the process.
Absolutely.
Okay, well, thank you guys so much, and
Thank
have
you.
a beautiful evening, and see you tomorrow and Friday and Saturday. Bye.
Bye-bye.